So a few of you have asked me to put together how I do the pork. So I'm going to try to do that today. First time I've ever done this. It's real simple. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients, maybe some black pepper as well, a little bit of garlic, depending on what you're feeling into, but yeah, adobo, green verde, salsa verde, onion to 1.5 onions, and it's all based off the pork. Pork I've got is 11.5 pounds, so about every 5 pounds or so, it's 1 jar of this and 1 to 1.5 onions, and then this is just shake, sprinkle on top. Alright, so step 2 is real big cast iron Dutch oven. I'm going to put that on medium. It's going to take a while for it to warm up, but we want to get that started warming before we prep the onions and the pork. And then last step is as low as you can go for as long as you can go to cook it. I'm going to go 225 to start. Right. So as far as prepping goes, basically just cleaning the onions. A little trash bowl that I usually keep around. Because these are going into a, basically just going to get sauteed before the pork goes in. Just going to be kind of rough about it. They're going to eventually go away. They will cook completely away, leaving all their good flavor behind. Everybody's got a different way of doing onions. This one seems to work the best for me for this. Looks like we got a bad guy here, so I got to cut that away. So basically what I do for the onions is to cut off the edge and then find the center as best I can, and then slice it down the center, straight through the root. Just kind of rough chop. Try to keep them together if you can. Takes a pretty sharp knife. Once you get to about where you can see the root there, that's usually about when I give it up. And then right down to this, and you get a pretty decent rough chop out of it. It's good enough for this. Did forget an ingredient earlier. The 5th ingredient is olive oil. That's just to get these guys sauteing. If you want to be super, I guess, authentic about it, well, maybe not authentic, but if you want to be extra tasty, you could use some maybe leftover bacon grease in lieu of the olive oil, but sort of just feeling to do the olive oil today. That's what I was talking about with some of the green. That will tend to not cook properly. You'll be left with one green piece of onion, which will be, I guess it's cooked, it's just chewy. Alright, so my olive oil has been heating for just a little bit too long, so I gotta turn that down. Definitely do not want it to smoke it. All right, just some iced tea. Onto the main event. For this, you like to get a shoulder or a butt. This one happens to be a butt. Usually just try to get some of this excess off of here. It's not crazy important, but sometimes you get some butcher bits on here. What that is, I don't know. Just I don't know why, but getting this stuff off makes me happy. So I do that usually. Now with the butt or the shoulder, having the fat on the back is good. Most of this will cook down, and it gives us really good flavor. I guess you could use any pork that's got some both fat and the bone. This one's got a bone running, in through it. The shoulder piece has got less, so both of them are good. But once I do that, I get a nice cross cut on it. And this is just to get some of the flavor in past the fat and allow it to cook down a little bit. It kind of goes by feel, but I like to get past the fat, about a ½ inch, just so you can get down to the meat. That's the important piece. Looks like I got it on all those sides, and I'm finally done with the sharp stuff. Let's see how this looks. Let's give this a little cross cut too, just a light one. As far as seasoning, again, I use with pepper for this. I haven't ever gotten a response that it's too spicy, but I guess the blue lid is the one that has no pepper, which is nice for things that don't cook quite as long. I basically just give this a dusting, probably, I don't know, 2 tablespoons per 5 pounds, so tablespoon per side per 5 pounds. Okay, so the onions should be about translucent. If they're not, it's okay. These guys are close. It's good enough. So what I do now is kind of spread these guys out to the side. And just enough so that the meat can get down past it. And I start with the fat side. Let me just get this guy here. All right, so it's been probably 3 minutes. I can hear it sort of sizzling, which is what we want. I don't know if it's picking up on the video, but we're getting a little bit of sizzle going on, which is good. And so, yep, definitely hot. I'll flip this guy over. Just the tiniest bit of brown is really all I'm going for. I don't want a burnt flavor to it. I know it won't do it. It won't get burned, but you can see down here, well, maybe you can, I'm not sure. Meat's still cold in here, that's good. I just want the top level to be just barely starting to brown. Do the same for the bottom side. We're almost ready for the last bit of this. Just trying to get some of these onions moving around a little bit so that they're not getting completely burned, and it doesn't look like they are. This is, I think, a 12 quart Lodge cast iron. I do have a smaller, I guess it's 6 or 8 quart enameled one, which I use for smaller, between, I guess, up to about 8 pounds is about as good as I can do with that guy. Some people say that it's not great to have unenameled cast iron cooking for this long, but I think it really, is really for soups and stews more than it is for the meat that I'm cooking here. Let's put it this way: I've never had any issues. Food comes out tasting great. So I've been told. I think it tastes great. Just keep doing what I'm doing. So I think this is at a good spot. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the oven. Excuse me, the stove. And again, it's about 1 16-ounce can of whatever salsa verde you like. If you want something spicy, go for it. My family likes mild, and I spice up my food after it's been cooked. Let's give that guy a nice pour over. That's one. Let's shake this up and shake up the other one. And that's 2. The only other thing that I try to do is just try to get under a corner of this guy, get some of that verde underneath, just so it's getting on all sides of the pork, and you can hear it, might be able to hear it bubbling away, which is exactly what we want. It means it's getting down underneath. So we've got nice coverage on this guy. That one's done. Lid's on. And sorry for my dirty floor, just want to get the shot. Into the oven we go. It's preheated at 225. I will probably run with 225 for probably about 3 hours. That's a safe bet.